做观想大礼拜，礼拜根本传承上师及十方三世一切诸佛。嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心善印。二拜诸菩萨。嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心善印。三拜诸护法金刚。嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心善印。四平等一起手。请主持人敬献哈达，以表最崇高敬意。 让我们以热烈的掌声感谢师尊的赐福。恭请圣尊加持汤味佛具供品。
We welcome our lineage Guru, His Holiness Levei Buddha Lich, today to preside over Nagarjuna Homa fire offering ceremony. Here at the Rainbow Temple in North Bend, Washington, His Holiness, our lineage Guru, the founder of True Buddha School, His Holiness Levei Buddha Lienson, is presiding over Nagarjuna Homa fire offering ceremony. His Holiness just blessed the offering items. And now we are inviting His Holiness to ascend to the Homa throne. Inviting Simu to please take the seat, inviting all the Dharma Masters, reference, our distinguished guest, and all participants to please take the seats. Inviting His Holiness to bless the prayers of the primary supplicants. First of all, let's give a great round of applause to offer our utmost gratitude to our lineage Guru to preside over this Nagarjuna Homa fire offering ceremony. And we would also like to extend our warmest welcome to Simu, all participating masters, reference, our distinguished guests, and all participants from all over the world. The Nagarjuna Homa fire offering ceremony has now begun. Clap twice and snap your fingers as a wake-up call. Visualize true Buddha lineage. Namo Vairocana Buddha, Namo Buddha Lokana, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Padma Kumara, Namo Living Buddha Lienson. Visualize Grandmaster and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas radiating light to bless us. Recite the Guru Mantra 7 times. Recite purification mantras and the earth deity mantra. Namo Recite invocation mantra. We sincerely invoke our lineage root guru, the Maha White Padma Kumara, His Holiness Living Buddha Liensha. Our lineage, the Self-Mastery Lotus Light Buddha, Namo Padma Kumara, Namo True Buddha School Lineage Gurus. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Nagarjuna Bodhisattva. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Nagarjuna Bodhisattva. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Nagarjuna Bodhisattva. Namo Golden Mother of the Primordial Jade Pond, the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, Namo True Buddha School 8 primary deities, Namo Yamantaka, Namo Akalanata, Namo 4 heavenly kings, Namo Sima Bodhisattva, Rainbow temples, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities, all the deities enshrined at the True Buddha Tantric Quarter, at the Seattle Temple, and at the abode at the Southern Mountain. Rainbow temples, mountain god, earth god, plant god, wind god, water god, heavenly fire god, dragon gods, and all divinities and dakinis, as well as the city god, to please radiate light and bless his Homa. Create homes using visualization. First to Root Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize full position on the ground. Release the mudra. Second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize full position on the ground. Release the mudra. Third to all Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Visualize full position on the ground. Release the mudra. Fourth head bow. Great mandala offering. Form the offering mudra. Visualize the transformations of the offerings to become innumerable to fill the whole space and universe. Make the offering above to the lineage root guru, all lineage gurus, the main deity Namo Nagarjuna Bodhisattva, and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. In the middle to all Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities, and below to all sentient beings. Mount Meru, 4 continents, and sun and moon transform into precious offerings for the Buddhas. May these wondrous treasures and merits purge our karma to all of our civilization. Powerful refuge. Visualize our lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, Buddha jewel, Dhamma jewel, and Sangha jewel to form bright white light to empower us. Recite the mantra. Armor protection. Form Vajraklap Mudra. Recite Vajrapani mantra 7 times. Inviting His Holiness to perform blessings with mala.
恭请圣尊金刚灵除结界，加持报
Inviting His Holiness to set ceremonial demarcation to bless the prayers, registration forms, and the Homa cards. Inviting His Holiness to perform the ritual of opening the fire pit and to set ceremonial demarcation around it. Inviting His Holiness to lit the Homa fire, to make all the offerings, and to perform mudra transformations for purifications, enrichment, mechanization, subjugation, and Bhadra deliverance. The assembly will be reciting the Hat Mantra of the main deity of Homa today, Nagarjuna. Recite heart mantras of the invincible deity incarnate Buddha Amitabha.
Nam mô 36万亿11万9500同名同号阿弥陀佛。南无36万亿11万9500同名同号阿弥陀佛。南无36万亿11万9500同名同号阿弥陀佛。回向。
Merit dedication. May all uphold the Buddha, ascend to the realm of utmost bliss, repaying for full generosities from above, aiding those in the three realms below. Upon seeing the Buddha, may we transcend life and death like the Buddha, may we liberate all. We dedicate the merit of this ceremony to our lineage Guru. May you stay healthy, live a long life, continually stay in samsara to turn the Dharma wheel. Inviting His Holiness to perform the overall merit dedication. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to Nagarjuna. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to Nagarjuna. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to Nagarjuna. Please radiate great radiance upon the world and guide the Bardo spirits to be reborn into the pure Buddha lands. Please bless all participants with good health, their sicknesses eradicated. We pray to Nagarjuna Bodhisattva to bless us so that all sufferings are transformed into happiness and all bad karma transformed into good karma. May all our good karma increases and bad retributions decreases. Please bless us and bestow ample provisions. Please bless us with good medicine to cure illnesses. Please bless us so that we can transform sufferings into happiness. Please bless us with harmony, love and respect. With the great love, medium love, and small love. May all love be perfect. We pray that you bestow ambrosia to eradicate karma from all past lives. Please bless us so that all wandering and solitary spirits disperse. Please bless us with enhanced wisdom may we benefit from our spiritual cultivation. May we merge with the whole sky. May the revolution of impermanence become permanence. May the existence of self is transformed to become no self. May all become serene and extinction, and to return to purity. To Dragon, the Nagarjuna, please bless us so that we improve our spiritual fruitions to beautify the Buddha lands. May all of our prayers be granted. The gods in heaven, gods on earth, may we be far from all calamities, may all calamities abandon us. May all disasters turn into dust. May all obstructions disappear. May all enemies and enmities vanish. Hundred syllable mantra 3 times.
Sato samaya marupanaya peja sato te rupadi cha jejo me pawa soto kayu me pawa sopo kayu me pawa anurato me pawa shawa sidi me poraya cha sawa kama sujame chitamo sini ren guru hop ha 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 he ban ka wen sawa tan ha kata peja ma mi men cha peja pawa maha samaya Sato ahom pe om peja sato samaya marupanaya peja sato te rupadi cha jejo me pawa suto kayu me pawa sopo kayu me pawa anurato me pawa shawa sidi me boraya cha sawa kama sujame chitamo sini ren guru hom ha 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 he ban ka wen sawa tan ha kata peja ma mi men cha peja pawa maha samaya sato ahom pe om peja sato samaya marupanaya peja sato te rupadi cha jejo me pawa soto kayu me pawa sopo kayu me pawa anurato me pawa shawa sidi me boraya cha sawa kama sujame chitamo sini ren guru hom ha 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 he ban ka wen sawa tatha kata peja ma mi men cha peja pawa maha samaya sato ahom pe.
Pay homage using visualization for the root Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Second, all Bodhisattvas. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Third, all Herukas and Dharma protectors. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Fourth, is a completion mantra.
Om bring, om bring, om mani peni hom.
Now please stand up. Join our palms with reverence, and together we invite His Holiness to take the Dharma teaching seat. Please be seated. Now let's give our round of applause to to show our utmost gratitude to His Holiness for presiding over this precious Homa fire offering ceremony. Now let's join our palms with reverence, and together we are inviting His Holiness to bestow the precious Buddha Dharma teachings. Homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zengkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dukden Tarji. Homage to the two jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, Nagarjuna. Sumo, Tanchen Jatso Rinpoche, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and over the internet. And our participating VIPs today are the Madam to Ambassador Daniel Liao, the Taipei rep to Sweden and Norway. And today is also the birthday of Ambassador Daniel Liao, so we would like to say a happy birthday to him. And law advisor to True Buddha Foundation, the attorney Jennifer Zhou, and accountant to True Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Teresa, producers for Geni Gensang Shinten from CTI TV Taiwan, Dharma Sister Rebecca Xiachi, Dr. Ryan Zhuang, Dr. Louis Lee, and from the Northwestern University from Chicago, a professor in medical college, Dr. Zhang Qiang, and a Chinese medical doctor from Sweden and her daughter, and the accountant Huang, and the advisor to the Overseas Chinese of the Republic of China, Mr. Mike. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do? Thank you for coming, everybody. So the announcement for next week, next Sunday, June 17th, it'll be Akalanata Homa fire offering ceremony. Akalanata is great, a huge deity. So Akala was an emanation of Vairocana Buddha at the center, Akalanata. And the mudra is the immovable sword mudra. He actually has many mudras, and the sword mudra is only one of them. It's like this. This is the Akalanata sword, Akala sword. And the sixth syllable is Han. the mantra.
Namo Samanto Motoran Wagranan Han. 不动明王是师尊今天
So Akala
做结界的时候手奉请。
was the deity Grandmaster invoked for the ceremonial demarcation earlier. Akala took many forms every night before sleep. I would place Akala at all the doors and windows of my bedroom. I would visualize and while chanting the mantra that he would block all the doors and windows, and also around Simu's room. I would invoke Akala to seal all the windows and doors. Akala on the doors and windows, and on the beds and people. I would invoke Golden Mother. For the doors and windows, Akala, and then in the space, I use Mahabala. In the sky, the Vajra net, and on the ground, I would use the Vajra foundation, which is I would place the cross scepters. So in the sky, Mahabala, Akala around the doors and windows, on the bed, Golden Mother. So that's the protection that I do every night. I would first do it for Simu's bedroom and then for my own bedroom. So I would do so every night to set the demarcation for protection. So Akalanata has close connection with Grandmaster. In Japanese Tantrayana, they would follow the Chinese zodiac. Like if you are rat, then your yidam would be, and for ox. But for the rooster zodiac, then their yidam would be Akala. For a period of time, Akalanata was my protector and yidam. And then one time, Yamantaka came, so I had Yamantaka as my yidam protector. And Yamantaka is still here, but I returned to Akalanata. So what the Buddha said was accurate. Everything is impermanent, so it's ever-changing. And Akalanata has very close connection with me. So I often visualize Akalanata and Yamantaka. So these two deities are my Grandmaster's root protectors. And Mahabala is my body. And he is inside my thumb. So with these three Vajra protectors, I'm safe wherever I go. So at the most dangerous time, Mahabala would appear naturally. So what I wrote in my books are true. One day I was sleeping. All of a sudden, I woke up suddenly. It never happened to me. Usually during sleep, I only woke up because I have to pee. And then I would go to the bathroom and then go back to sleep, and I would sleep really well. But that night, all of a sudden, I woke up suddenly. I opened my mouth really wide, and Mahabala flew out from my mouth like a ray of light. very swift. And then ping pong, and it's like a battle inside the house. And Akalanata transformed to become myriads of them. And the Akalanata sword was revolving like this. And then it cut off the heads of all the ghosts for 20 minutes only. Then it became quiet again. All the ghosts died. I was thinking, I was laying on bed, so I was thinking, should I get up and help? Well, no need, because we have Akalanata and Mahabala. That's enough. And sure enough, the last two bangs, like the thunders that just happened earlier, and it ended. So I didn't take a look. If I did, it would be very it would be worthy watching. Today we perform Nagarjuna Homa. So Nagarjuna is a patriarch, and not very many people would perform his ceremony. In India, he is a disciple in the disciple lineage of Asvaghosha. So he wasn't born extraordinary, so he learned from gurus and practicing Buddhism. So he was a disciple in the lineage of Asvaghosha. So he was born in the Nagar clan. That's why his name is written Naga. And he was born under a tree. Juna is the name of a tree. So he was born under the Arjuna tree. Therefore, his name became Nagarjuna and Bodhisattva. So Nagarjuna is the teacher of Asvaghosha and Kapimala. Kapimala, who's the disciple of Asvaghosha. And the origin from his past was the Tathagata of wonderful cloud unhindered king. And the legend, the earliest legend about Nagarjuna was that he was very smart and intelligent and studied a lot. In his country, there were 3 people who did really well in their studies. And in their youth, with their youthful spirits, there was an old sage of the West Mountain that had the master of invisibility. So he went there to study the practice of invisibility. So 4 people mastered it, and they went into the palace. And the harem of the king was in chaos because 4 men became invisible and went into the palace. So the queens, the concubines, and the maids in the palace became pregnant. So there's this benefit to master the invisibility. So all the ladies became pregnant. So the king was surprised. So he asked like a master of the time, what happened? It turned out that this is because of the invisibility thing. So the king asked the old sage of the western mountain to come into the palace and then asked them to place sands around the harem so they didn't feel it. It's okay if you don't go, but as soon as they went into the harem, they left their footsteps. And then the king ordered the closing of all gates to the harem. And Nagarjuna was more careful, conscientious. He was hiding behind the king. But the other three were not. They went in, and the king commanded all the marshal, the guards, and to chop in the sky, in the space, and those three people were killed, but not Nagarjuna, because Nagarjuna was hiding next to the king, because he was careful. So Nagarjuna regretted it. What did he regret? That all evils, the worst of all evils is the sexual indulgences. It created lots of problems. So that's why he went to Asvagosa to become his disciple, and Kapimala to renunciate and to repent. 我说到底怎么回事？跟他们说，就修一下。So in Hinayana, Mahayana, and Vajrayana, he is quite knowledgeable and educated. So he is the master of 1,000 treatises. So he's written lots of books. And finally he wrote the Middle Way Treatise, which is Mula Madhyamaka Karika, which is the beginning of Madhyamaka. So he is honored as the founder of the 8 schools of Buddhism. The Vinaya precepts, the 3 treatises, Pure Land, Dharmalaksana, Zen, Tiantai, and Huayan. So he is the common founder of all the schools. Huayan, Tiantai, Zen, Dharmalaksana, Pure Land, 3 treatises, Vinaya. So in my life, I took refuge in Inshin, master of the 3 treatises school, who had lineage from Nagarjuna, the Inshin Daosi, Inshin master. He's also a patriarch. He uses the middle way, the 12 treatises, and one more treatise that would make up the 3 treatises. So they stress importance on emptiness. I once went to the ancient Tao Si. I went to his house. And only now I know what Miao Yin Nan Ru is. Miao Yin Nan Ru. Now I know why he named his abode the Wonderful Cloud, because Nagarjuna was Tathagata of the Wonderful Cloud, unhindered king. So that's why ancient master had the spiritual center called the Wonderful Cloud Southern Abode, and Huayi Jingse in Taichung. When I lived in Taichung, I moved to that Huayi Jingse, and there are like 2 villas, like townhomes with 1 wall. One side was bought by the ancient Tao Si, and the other side is Simu and my house. And one morning, Fo Qing heard ancient Tao Si cough very severely, non-stop. And Fo Qing said that the master next door had the fish bone in his throat. And we said no, because the master In Xun was a monk and he was vegetarian, so that's why impossible for him to have any fish or fish bone stuck in his throat. So I lived next to him. And the master In Xun likes 2 things. One is tomato. He loved tomatoes. He ate tomatoes at every meal. And the same with me now. I all eat tomatoes. Perhaps I was influenced by him. I always eat tomatoes at every meal now. And second, he loved the egg bread of the Taichung Irutang. He always ate this too. And the tomatoes have to be made into sauce, because as he grew old, he had no teeth. So he only took liquid food, liquid. Even the bread was made very soft. And the Master In Xun also ate one thing, which is a Chinese herbal of deer, antler, and the turtle's shell. So, but that's animals, right? But it's okay if it's as a medicine. It was offered by a good disciple of his from Singapore. That's what we knew about the Master In Xun. So he was a founder in the Vinaya, 3 treatises, Pure Land, Dharma Laksana, Zen, Tiantai, and Huayan schools of Buddhism. That's why he's honored as the common founder of these 8 schools. And one more thing about Nagarjuna, because he came from the dragon clan or Naga clan. So in his practice, the great Naga Bodhisattva took Nagarjuna to enter into the dragon palace to read the sutras. So he was truly great. Not very many people, very few people could enter into the dragon palace. Nagarjuna, Sakyamuni Buddha, and one more, the greatest than anything, than the universe, than greater than the Buddha, and then patriarchs was XX. Once she claimed that she guided Sakyamuni Buddha to enter into the Dragon Palace. And I said, you have practiced spiritual cultivation for 30 million years. But Sakyamuni Buddha was the founder of Buddhism of 2600 years ago. So you won over Sakyamuni Buddha by a lot, so should have been the Buddha that led you into the Dragon Palace, because she claimed that she was like truly great, that she had been practicing for 30 million years. Gu Yin is here. She told Gu Yin that she's been practicing for 30 million years. Then you would have all kinds of Dharma powers and transcendental power. Then how come you went to mainland China? You had $6,000 US with the real dollar bills, and you exchanged with 10,000 of US dollar bills, and then you thought that you gained 4,000, but when you came back to America, you discovered that they were all fake bills, counterfeit. So you were cheated. But after practicing 30 million years, your eyes would be better than the Monkey King. Monkey King too can recognize the demon. But for you, the counterfeit bills you thought were the real bills. There was this joke. The judge asked the criminal, "Why do you print counterfeit money?" And he replied, "Oh, because I don't know how to print the real money." But you exchange your real money with the counterfeit money. So why didn't you use your transcendental power? Because you claim you have such great transcendental power. And you went to mainland China, then several people followed her. Gu Yin, right? Yes. Zheng Wenlong, Zheng Wulong, and the CEO. From the Cloud Parasol chapter also went and saw that you were cheated and you bought lots of antiques and you wanted to make lots of profit and sell them in America, and you didn't know that they were all fakes. And then you invited a master to confirm if they're the real, but they were fake. The expert. Someone was about to kill themselves, so he bought a rope to hang himself. When he went up, he fell because the rope was fake. It was made of paper, so it couldn't hold him, so he couldn't kill himself. So he thought that he would just buy the insecticide and he drank it and waited, and he didn't die. After drinking lots of it, it turned out that the peptide was a fake. And then he thought, oh well, forget it then. Might as well go to nightclub. And he bought a bottle of alcohol, and then he died from drinking the alcohol because it was fake. The fake alcohol killed him. So we have a lot of scams and frauds these days. Those who use the name of the Buddha to sell ghosts. So please pay attention. Don't be tricked and cheated. She loved ancient things. Someone from Chicago, from the Chicago temple, said this. There was a woman that had some mental problems, and she was wearing an antique jade, and today I'm wearing a jade, and this is a modern jade. It's also green and beautiful, and there are 5 diamonds on it, which represent the 5 Dhyani Buddhas. It's beautiful. And that woman was wearing an ancient jade, or antique jade. And when she went there, she said, there was a Dong Xiaowan of the Qing dynasty. So the antique jade that Dong Xiaowan wore was the same one that that lady was wearing. So that jade was given by the Emperor Sun Zi to Miss Dong Xiaowan. And this lady who came for spiritual consultation was wearing that antique jade, and she claimed that Dong Xiaowan, the lady of the Qing dynasty, and Emperor Sun Zi, the founder of the Qing dynasty, were on the jade. So she wanted to bring the jade home and to perform some Dharma rituals and ceremonies to cleanse the jade. So she took it with her ex. So XX took it with her. And her family became panicked and disagreed and wanted it back because it was a true antique. And she taught me something. So who's wearing diamond now? Please raise your hand. Anyone wearing diamonds? No? What? A nun? A nun is wearing a diamond? You must have problem. Your diamond is influencing you. So just give me your diamond and I'll get home and perform ritual on it. And you cannot wear it anymore. Only Grandmaster can wear it. So XX taught me a way to get something. Now back to the topic. We went into tangent. So Nagarjuna is the master of 1,000 treatises. He's truly great. He's the only one that went into the Dragon Palace. Sakyamuni Buddha first and then Nagarjuna. And XX also claimed that she went to the Dragon Palace. Whatever Grandmaster has, she has too, and exemplified, greater, bigger. You know, she's cultivated spiritually for 30 million years and Grandmaster Lu only for 40 years. But I'm a man and she's a woman. Although I'm rather stocky, but I still lost to her. I cultivate spiritually, truly, authentically, but she just relied on her glib. Just the fireflies have waited for her for 110,000 years. She really blew her horn, a dinosaur's horn. How could 110,000 years ago the fireflies knew about refuge in Buddhism? And yet the Buddha was only from 2600 years ago. How could the fireflies knew before the Buddha? Jesus. I don't know what else to say. And the firefly's life is only for 20 days. And generations after generations for 110,000 years? Is it possible? Impossible. And then the elephant was waiting for her for 500 years, right? From Dominican Republic. And many earth gods have been waiting for her for 500 years. And the Maria at the oldest cathedral in Panama was also waiting for her for 500 years. But Maria, why are you waiting for her? So even when she entered into the cathedral, she wasn't taking refuge in God or didn't donate anything. You were just a tourist visiting for a few minutes. So why did Maria wait for you for 500 years, right? You have to explain, right? There's no need. Because Maria could find you anytime, didn't have to wait. Because she was just blowing her horn. Because she didn't know who Maria is. Maria is like Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. She can appear anytime. She didn't have to wait inside the cathedral. You know, people who still believe in you are really crazy, mad. It's a very simple concept, right? Simple logic. So Nagarjuna is truly great. That's and Nagarjuna mastered immortality. He lived for hundreds of years, like Guru Padmasambhava. So he mastered the immortality. So in order to have immortality, you have to practice three things. First, you have to take in the qi. Once you master your breathing practice, you can take in the breath or the qi. That's point number one. So that's why in Tantrayana, the qi practice is very important, extremely important. And second, you want to swallow your saliva. What is that? The light drops inside your body can be stored, and you need to increase your light drops. Most people would decrease and use up their light drops, and when it's all used up, you would die. And the light drops are the hormone inside your body. You swallow your saliva, you take the sweet nectar from the universe and then store it inside your body to increase your own light drops. And then you make use of your saliva, transform it into sweet nectar and store it inside your body. That's the point number 2. Third is that you are non-leaking in your light drops, that your light drops do not leak, do not disperse. If you have hormones inside your body, then you would look young. Once the hormone decreases, then you would age. So what is menopause? Is that the hormones is decreasing. Then you enter into the postmenopausal period until you die, both for man and woman. Both have this postmenopause. Why people age? Because the hormone inside their body decreases and the organs don't have the moisturizing hormones, and then the organs would age. So you need to be able to train yourself to take in the ambrosia of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas to enter into your body and to swallow your saliva. Then you would have attainments and then you would become immortal. So Nagarjuna is very famous in his immortality practice. Take in the chi, swallow the saliva, and you don't leak your light drops. These 3 are very important. And of course, there are other factors too. You have no worries, no troubles, no griefs, no sadness. You can empty yourself, then you can live a long life. So whatever you're attached to would use up your energy and spirit. So the highest kind of transcendental power is the power of complete leakage. So, which means you don't leak anything anymore. That's the highest transcendental power. Today, let's continue on Lamde. Sounds coming out from the mouth. This is all about Qi practices. In the real practice, practice the complete 9 postures of contemplation and focus on the space around you at about 2 arm length radius, or concentrate on the sound produced by blowing your breath through your teeth. After exhalation, hold your breath as long as possible. And the key is to not breathe in right away after exhalation. So there are several different kinds of Qi practice. So your mind is concentrating on your breathing. And then before you exhale, you concentrate, you blow it through the gaps in your teeth. You breathe in and you breathe out through your teeth. That's the sound of s. Breathe in. Breathe out. And after exhalation, hold your breath. and let the external qi stay outside. And you don't breathe in right away. This kind of real practice would have the measurement as above, which is the same as before. And the merits generated, your body would feel light. The body feels light, not heavy. If your body feels heavy, that means your earth element is too much, coarse and heavy. But if your body feels light, then you can jump. And your body will feel blissful, a kind of bliss. So that's the merits. The body feels light. So Grandmaster looks stocky and kind of heavy. But when I do my gymnastics on the double bars or on the single bar, my body feels light, very light. And you can use this method, your body will become light. And the body will feel very peaceful and blissful. So this is also a method of a qi practice, And using this method, it can eliminate problems in your body, like impurities in your blood. If you have a very thick and dirty blood, or epidemics, or outbreaks like flu, they can be eliminated. So whatever outbreaks are happening, Nile virus, whatever, Ebola virus, that's in Africa. How is it transmitted? By mosquitoes? Just check your computer, check your tablets. What kind of epidemics do we have nowadays? That are harmful to human beings. Yeah, you can use this method, but I'm not saying that you should not get vaccinated. Like Simu always get her flu shots. However, she still caught it. She still caught the cold, the flu. Because the doctors may not know what kind of flu, what kind of viruses. Is it the A, B, C? And the vaccines were not right. When I was in Taiwan, there was some kind of flu outbreaks in many states. So if you want to eliminate the effects of the outbreaks, you can practice this. Breathe in, breathe out through your teeth, and then hold your breath. Just this way, you can avoid or eliminate all the outbreaks and epidemics, and also eliminate impurities in blood. This is the fourth method of a Qi practice. There are many different ways. I have never taught this before. I just taught the 9 cycle Buddha breathing, Vajra chanting, and the treasure waste energy yoga. And this is different. This was written in Lamde by Virupa. Just now, I went to eat the noodles by myself. All of a sudden, there was an extremely beautiful lady asking me, "Hey, handsome, are you alone?" And he was really happy. What a beautiful girl, wanting to sit next to me. He was ecstatic. And then the beautiful girl, and then he replied, "Yes, I'm by myself." And the girl took the chair next to him. So he felt empty. He didn't get anything. There was a joke. A man who loves to eat noodles at the noodle shop, and there's a lady also eating noodles there. After a few times, he couldn't hold himself anymore, so he asked her, "What do you call?" And then she looked up and said, "Oh, beef noodle soup." You should have asked, "What is your name?" Then that would have worked. You know, if you have chemistry, that would have been nice. But you ask, "What do you call?" "Oh, beef noodles." So that's a misunderstanding. The all stars on your hand, it's beautiful. And the baby's breath in the vase, it's fragrant. And then all the stars in the sky, beautiful. But if you see starry stars in your eyes, then that's pain, because you're being hit. In our spiritual cultivation, sometimes it's like this. Grandmaster knows a lot, too much. Knowing too much is not good. I don't know which one I should practice. Like in Lamde, it talks about Qi practice, 4, 5 different methods. 6, oh my gosh, 7. So, which one should you practice? Then you decide for yourself. But the Qi practices in Lamde are all very useful, very effective. And then the immortality practice of Nagarjuna that I just said earlier, please remember. You need to practice so that you become non-leaking. So the sword practice for man, and then for the woman is the Tan practice. the female Mi Tan. ，So a New Year's is coming, and the judge was, very happy. This year I went shopping early, and the judge said, that's not good, right? How early? And the accused replied, before the department store opens. This is using the wrong words. It sounded nothing, but actually it's very severe. Healthy, your thoughts have to be straight. So if your qi is upright or proper, then your thoughts would be proper, then your body would be healthy. So if your breathing is chaotic, then your mind is chaotic. Then if your mind is chaotic, then your behavior would be wrong. You would make a lot of mistakes. It's not in England, not in Canada. It seems to be in Taiwan. And they say, why? Why always the man that pick up the bills? And the woman replied, because in the dollar bills, the prints on the dollar bills are always of the man, the heads of the man, not the woman. So in Taiwan, right? And also in China. So one day, when what's printed on the bills are women, then the woman will pick up the bills. But in England, it's the Queen Elizabeth on the bills, so the British woman should pick up the bills. The father told the son who failed the test several times, so if I failed my test, what would you say? It's okay, because failures is the mother of success. And then if I fail again, the son said, it's okay. Win or lose is natural. And how about again and again? And then the son replied, oh, that must be a genetic. So today in our Buddhist studies, one important thing, that on the surface you look like a spiritual cultivator, but internally you should also be a spiritual cultivator. Then you would be a true spiritual cultivator or sadhaka. There's no excuse. So you have taken refuge, that you're a tantric disciple, that you have to perform the tantric practices, from the 4 preliminary practices, the Root Guru Deity Yoga, Root Guru Yoga, Yidam Deity Yoga, and then once you gain spiritual union with one deity, then it's easy for you to gain spiritual union with many deities. So once you are in spiritual union with your Yidam, then you have guarantee to be guided into the Pure Land. This is the key point that's in our mind. And to attain Buddhahood in this body, in this lifetime, you have to perform the inner Tantra practices, the practice of Qi, channel, and light drops. And the Heruka practices, the highest Yoga Tantra practice, and finally transformed into light. And then you emit your own light inside your heart, and then you merge with the light of the universe of the Yidam. So light reflects light, and then you attain Buddhahood. This is most important. But on the surface, you look like a sadhaka, but inside you're a wolf. That's not good. Or, on the surface, you're a cultivator, but inside you're a liar, you're scum. But externally, you're a sadhaka, and internally, you need to use meditation to observe your own mind and observe your own inside first. Are you a spiritual cultivator inside? You need to have good conscience. So, if externally you look like a spiritual cultivator, do you speak out of conscience? Do you really practice? Is it just a facade that internally you're just like other mundane beings, and you still do you violate all the 5 precepts: to kill, to lie, to cheat, to be intoxicated, to be infidel. So you need to be retrospective and observe yourself. Use your eyes to watch the nose, and use the nose to observe your mind. That's to observe your thoughts. Are your thoughts proper? Are your thoughts correct? You have to do that frequently. Then you would be a true spiritual cultivator. We are very grateful to His Holiness Precious Dharma teaching. And please help with the chairs. And it's raining outside. In a moment, there would be the empowerment for Nagarjuna. And during the empowerment, please remember to visualize the deity, form the mudra, and recite the mantra. This ends the English interpretation today. Please remember to return your receivers. Thank you very much.
"恭请圣尊为与会大众做龙树菩萨法灌顶，含有皈依灌顶。请大家灌顶时持诵龙树菩萨心咒，手结龙树菩萨手印，细心观想与龙树菩萨合一。 受灌顶的同们，请你们赶快过来接受灌顶。灌顶即将要结束了，还没有接受灌顶的同们，请你们赶快过来接受灌顶。灌顶即将要结束了。让我们以热烈的掌声感谢师尊慈悲赐受灌顶。恭请圣尊护摩过火。做观想大礼拜，礼拜根本传承上师及十方三世一切诸佛。嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心三印，二拜诸菩萨。嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心三印，三拜诸护法金刚。嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心三印，四平等一起手。护摩法会圆满即将结束了，非常感恩根本传承上师的大加持，感谢师母、诸位上师、教授师、法师、讲师、助教及大家的护持，以及网络直播现场观看的观众，谢谢大家，功德无量。网络直播到此结束，非常感谢大家的收看，阿弥陀佛。We now conclude this live broadcast. Thank you for viewing.